Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and to your health and to your well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system, a renewing system. It is designed on a divine basis to heal and renew itself moment to moment, day by day, hour to hour, and this healing and regenerating system is really just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, let us show you how easy it can be to wean yourself off your prescription drugs, to wean yourself away from the medical model, to get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Our number 844-236-6010 is open for you, 844-236-6010. We'll get your calls in the bottom of the hour. If you have questions about the longevity products, skincare formulations, my new treatment products, something you may have read about or heard about on the news, let us help clear it up for you. Let us help you change your life today. Let us help you change the lives of loved ones today. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on the program, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com, or call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. And you can also check out my blogs, pharmacistben.com and criticalhealthnews.com. Pharmacistben.com and criticalhealthnews.com. We update the blogs regularly with news stories and blog posts. Thank you to Robert Lundgren, my webmaster, and Jonty from Santa Cruz, my new webmaster on criticalhealthnews.com. Okay, welcome to The Bright Side. Once again, we're talking skin health, but not just skin health. Skin health as it relates to the body, using the skin as an icon for the rest of the bodily system. The skin is tremendously responsive to how we live our lives, so it makes an ideal example of how flexible and how responsive really the whole body is. The skin is the most, the skin responds as fast as any other system in the body, save perhaps the circulatory system and the nervous system and maybe the digestive system. The skin, the circulation, the nerves, and the digestive system all are tremendously responsive to how we live our lives. Just something as simple as how we breathe can have a dramatic effect on our circulatory system and our nervous system. You know, deep breathing is one of the best things you could do as you're eating and before you eat. Oxygenation is important for digesting food. And certainly hypoxia or low blood oxygen has a relationship to play in the health of the skin. All of this is to say that we have a tremendous amount of control over our psoriasis, our acne, our eczema, our dry skin, among other skin health issues. Psoriasis and eczema, think digestion, food choices, fatty nutrients, vitamins A, E, and D, as well as your ultimate EFAs, omega-3 fatty acids, and the minerals zinc and selenium. Acne, vitamin A, zinc, food elimination. Watch out for dairy, especially. Probiotics, correct digestive health issues. For dry skin, essential fatty acids, vitamin A, vitamin C. Use digestive enzymes to make sure you're absorbing your vitamin A and your ultimate EFAs, your essential fatty acids. Rosacea, not even a skin problem. It's a vascular problem, a blood vessel problem, an immune system problem involving allergies, food intolerances, problems digesting foods. Dermatologist remedy, antibiotics. That's what you'll get if you go to the dermatologist for rosacea. Next time you go to the dermatologist for your rosacea, if you have rosacea, ask him why is he giving you an antibiotic for a vascular condition, for a condition that involves the immune system, the circulatory immune system. Now, I'm telling you all this stuff as a skincare chemist, as a compounding pharmacist, as a dermatology educator, as a hands-on therapist who has worked in pretty much every aspect of the skincare world. The truth about skincare, and this is the truth about the health of our whole bodies, is we can do it ourselves. Medicine comes from the root or the prefix med, M-E-D, which means middle, as in middleman, as in media, as in Medicaid. All of this has to do with having an intermediary between us and what we want to accomplish. It represents an authority as an author. Do we really want someone else authoring our health story, authoring our health biography? Do we really want to abdicate authority over our health, over our lives? The truth is we have way more power and control over our health challenges and our life challenges than we know, than we're told by the middlemen, the medicine men. The truth is we're responsible for us. We're responsible for ourselves, for our well-being, and that is potentially, anyway, good news. But the truth also is for most of us, present company excluded, this is a responsibility that we don't want to take. Whenever we go to the doctor, every time we go into the doctor's office to tell the doctor to fix us or tell us what's wrong, this abdication of responsibility is what we're telling the world. This is our confession. We go to the doctor for our colds, we're admitting we don't have control over our bodies. We go to the doctor for our acne, we're basically confessing that we feel like we have no control over our skin or over the skin of our kids. Now, if you're listening to this program, I'm not counting you guys, but some of you probably are the same way. If you truly want to be healthy, we have to own our responsibility. Once we own our responsibility, we get access into the divine wisdom that runs our body, into the intelligence of the universe through the intelligence of our bodies. And really, it's just common sense. If we're less than well in any way, if we're dealing with skin issues, heart issues, autoimmunity, cancer, whatever, skin issues included, first, we need to eliminate whatever is getting into the system that's interfering with the pristine machinery, with the divinely mandated system that heals itself. And that always means foods first. Always means foods and digestive issues first. And because medication represents poison, toxicity, that means weaning ourselves off of prescription drugs. I was on Coast to Coast on Monday. I talked about beta blockers as being a poison substance, and I got a bunch of letters. And people wanted to know why I call beta blockers poison medicine, why I call them poisons. Well, they're poisons literally. Beta blockers means you're blocking something that's happening in the body. You don't block it by being kind and loving to it. You block it by poisoning it. How do you think a blocker works, or an inhibitor works, or an anti works? They're killing things. And what's more, they're deactivated by the poison control system in the body, in the liver. So when we talk about eliminating toxicity, we're including prescription drugs. And because all degenerative disease, hypertension, arrhythmia, eczema, psoriasis, whatever, clotting blood, inflammatory diseases, these are all preceded by low blood oxygen. It means regular, slow, deep breathing. Simple. Food control, digestive control, slow, deep breathing. And by the way, all food induces, at least a short-term, and some people long-term, inflammatory response, depending on what we're eating. We could be eating great. We could be eating spinach. That can induce that's going to induce an inflammatory response. Putting food into the system represents a type of emergency for the body. All food, good food, because something from the outside is getting into the inside, and that's an emergency. The body is like a closed system. Nothing is supposed to get inside it, really, except obviously we have to eat and we have to breathe and we have to drink. So there's kind of systems in place to allow us to do these things, but they're not great. They're problematic. Oxygen itself is problematic. That's why the body has evolved so many different enzymes to protect itself from oxygen. Same with food. Food is problematic, big time problematic, not to mention the food that we eat today that is the synthetic frankenfood that the body has no idea what to do with. But even a potato or a tomato or spinach represents a potential threat to the body and will initiate an inflammatory response, a defensive response. That's why fasting is so important. That's why just caloric restriction is one of the most powerful anti-aging, anti-inflammatory strategies you can use. Caloric restriction. And you'll save money on top of everything else. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're coming back with more good health information on the bright side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program or recommended on the program, call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. 866-735-2470. Okay. I was watching this thing on Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell was some of you guys probably know who Glenn Campbell was, a singer. He had some hits in the 60s and 70s. He was actually a pretty darn good guitar player, as it turns out, and considered one of the best musicians one of the best session musicians in Nashville and in Los Angeles. And when I was a kid, he was kind of like a little hero of mine. My mom used to like him. My brother used to like him. We used to watch the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour. And he always struck me as being the icon of health and the icon of wellness. And he was a good-looking guy. And he was a great guitar player, great singer, and a celebrity. And I always considered him, when I was a kid, I always considered him to be symbolic of what health and vitality and just youthful vigor was. Anyway, so I'm watching this thing on Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell's now pushing 80. I think he's 79 years old. And he's got Alzheimer's disease. And he doesn't look anything like he looked 40 years ago or 50 years ago. Not that anybody does. But it struck me as being an important lesson. Because what it says is that we don't have a lot of time, you guys. You know, if we're screaming about politics and government and complaining about our taxes and the way our realities are structured, our worlds are structured, if we're sitting there complaining about all of that stuff, guess what's slipping by? Our lives. And if we don't pay attention to how our bodies are taking shape now, if we're young, if we're lucky enough to be young, and I'm including anybody up to like 75 or 70 as being young, because even if you're 70, you still have 40 good years, 30 or 40 good years potentially. So that's still pretty young. If we don't pay attention to how our bodies are taking shape, how our physical bodies are taking shape, not to mention our psychological and spiritual and mental and emotional bodies are taking shape, because they're like bodies too. From a physical perspective, if we don't take control now, today, it ain't pretty, folks. What's coming up around the corner is not pretty. Now, Alzheimer's disease is an inflammatory disease of the brain. It's a progressive degenerative disease like arthritis. It's arthritis of the brain. It's Parkinson's disease of the brain. You know, Parkinson's disease is the same thing as Alzheimer's disease, except it's in a different part of the brain. Arthritis is the same way. It's in a different part of the body. These are all things that we can address. We can address now. We should address now before we have these things, these degenerative health issues when we're young. But even if we're older, even if we can't reverse completely our disease state because we don't have enough time, we can feel better. We can feel stronger. We can feel more vital. We can have more joie de vivre, joy for life, more creativity, more fun. It ain't fun if you're sick. It ain't fun if you have, God forbid, cancer, autoimmune disease, or even if you just have a skin problem. And it's certainly not going to be fun if we end up 60 or 70 or 80 years old and we can't tie our shoes, either because we don't understand how to tie our shoes or we can't bend down to reach our shoelaces. And that is our destiny unless we take control today. And the only thing a medicine can do to prevent that destiny, the only thing a prescription drug can do to prevent us from having that destiny is kill us, because it ain't going to make us better. It is not going to make us better. That's all you need to know about your doctor's strategies for dealing with chronic degenerative disease. They're not going to make you better, but a hot shower will. Deep breathing, sitting on the couch and practicing deep breathing, that will make you better. How do you like that? A hot shower will make you better, but your beta blocker drugs and your antihypertensives with all the trillions of dollars of research behind them are not. But sitting on the couch and practicing deep breathing will. That's why I do this program, you guys. This is something that should be so understandable and so common sense and so part of our culture that the only reason that it's not is because it's been intentionally marginalized, intentionally made silly. Oh, it can't be that simple. We need an MRI. We need a CAT scan. We got to go to a specialist. We need stem cell treatments. We need devices, diagnostics. We need our God, our medical deity, our MD, because health can't be